You're listening to Sister Stargazers, celestial and terrestrial observations and advice from two real-life sisters.
Welcome, fellow Stargazers. Your sisters are in the house. Hi, Jude.
Hey, Sarah. How's it going?
It's going great. Happy October ending, November beginning.
Yes.
This is episode 60, and we're gonna loosely cover between Sunday, October 30th and Saturday, November 5th. It's the pre-week leading up to the full lunar eclipse. Calm, but still some activity. What would you like to start with?
Yeah, it is a much calmer time, and there's a call to go inward. It's not at all like the past several weeks, which has been very frenetic.
Yeah, tell me about it.
There's been such busyness and movement, a lot of transition. But if you've had leading up to the eclipse on Tuesday the 25th, the new moon eclipse, this week will tend to be a little bit calmer. And we'll be looking at Mars beginning retrograde on Sunday, October 30th.
Great.
Which is allowing us to reconsider some of our decisions. Maybe not make any new decisions, but just reconsider what is working. Did the decision I made maybe a couple months ago, maybe even hearkening back to the time of the other early spring eclipses in May, which were also across the Scorpio-Taurus axis, maybe reconsidering, was that a good move? Was that a good decision? Did it work out the way I wanted? Are things moving forward? How have I adjusted? How is everything around me adjusting? What were some of the decisions you might have made earlier in the year that are now you might be revisiting? So there's a sense of that with Mars retrograde.
Great.
There's also just mentioning that on the 28th of October, which is just before the week that we're talking about here, which is the 30th through the 5th of November, there was a retrograde of Jupiter, which was continuing to be in retrograde, but it retrograded back into Pisces. So Jupiter in Pisces is in its home sign. So again, really big reconsiderations around our dreams, our visions, our hopes and fears.
Excellent.
Whatever sign Pisces is for you, whatever house Pisces rules, might be an area of your life that you're looking at, your plans, your visions. What does that hold for you? So what I'm getting at is this time between these eclipses is a time of repositioning, reorienting. Mars will be going back in Gemini until January 12th, 2023. Wow.
Okay.
This is not a short-term thing. This is a long-term kind of regurgitate, sit with, stew with kind of thing. I can think of so many cooking adjectives,
You also use the word regeneration.
Yes, because Scorpio the sun's in Scorpio. This coming eclipse is going to be a full moon in Taurus with the sun in Scorpio. And Scorpio is ruled by Mars and Pluto. Yeah. So with Mars retrograde in Gemini, it's just another really good indicator that there's some reconsideration of planning and even feelings.
Yeah.
And not acting on anything.
Right.
I think it's really important to sit with what you feel.
Yeah.
And see if it feels right.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot now in this week before the eclipse that's lining up.
Okay, great.
In terms of aspects on specific days, I won't go there because there's so much lining up.
Yeah.
There's a pile of planets in Scorpio, and of course the South Node is there.
Right.
So on the 5th, kind of coming through the week, we have Mercury in Scorpio at 11 degrees. We have the Sun in Scorpio at 13 degrees. So Mercury is conjunct the Sun. Mercury is going direct.
Yeah.
We have the South Node at 13 degrees. So on the 5th, that's Saturday, the Sun will be conjunct the South Node. A good time to let go let go. Really
Yeah,
just
yeah.
release what no longer serves. And I know that's been a part of this
Big
conversation.
theme, huge theme.
Yeah.
This whole season. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Venus is then at 16 degrees Scorpio.
Stepping ahead of the sun.
A little bit, 3 degrees, only 3 degrees. So it's still kind of, they're all kind of bunched in there.
Yeah.
Mercury, the sun, the south node, and Venus. They're starting to line up across the zodiac with Uranus at 17 degrees Taurus, the north node at 17 degrees Taurus. And what's happening, what they're waiting for, what this week is about between the 30th and a little bit beyond the end of this week, which is Saturday the 5th, but we're looking at the full moon eclipse on the 8th.
Right.
So what's happening in this week of October 30th, really through the 6th, 7th of November, which is going to be Sunday, Monday, is that things are waiting for the moon to make that trek from its new moon position on the 25th of October through that other half of the zodiac. And while it's tracing its path through that Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius slice of the zodiac, it's going to be meeting up. So the moon is really kind of visiting these big outer planets on its way to this conjunction with Uranus on the 8th.
For the full lunar,
the eclipse.
Right.
The moon is making a visit to Pluto. And then it will make a visit to Saturn at 18 degrees Aquarius. Actually, before it gets there, it's going to make a square to the sun. So the moon makes a square to the sun early in the week, Tuesday. And by the way, Monday's Halloween, so happy Halloween. As the moon makes a square on Tuesday, the 1st of November, to the sun, that's a little bit of kind of like, we're feeling a little out of sorts. It's not quite, things are a little bit challenging. Our outward expression may not be aligned with our inner feelings. This is an Aquarius moon to a Scorpio sun. Fixed. We want to move forward, but we're not quite there yet. It's okay to just sit with things, right? As the moon moves through the week and it comes a little further into Aquarius, it's going to meet up with Saturn. And Saturn is making a square to Uranus. So 18 degrees Aquarius, it's making a square to 17 degrees Taurus. With Uranus right there. So there's another setup from just about, it's an echo basically to a lot of the issues of this past year, actually the last 2.5 to 3 years, which is personal responsibility versus top-down authoritative,
institutional dictated authority.
Who are you responsible to? Are you responsible to yourself, or are you responsible to others, but in a way that is dictated by something bigger, hierarchical?
That's Saturn.
So this is again kind of calling into question or highlighting personally and collectively the choices we have, the decisions we make. Who do we answer to? Where is our personal authority? And then how is our collective authority used? So these are like really big questions. So there's this square from the sun to Saturn and then to Uranus. So it's called a T-square.
Visually you can think of it, and the way this wheel for this week is set up, the sun is on the left-hand side where like 9 o'clock would be on the clock, and then the moon and Saturn is at 6 o'clock, and then Uranus and Taurus is at 3 o'clock. And that square is the line between 3 and 6 and 9 and 6, and which makes a kind of T.
Exactly.
Okay. It's nice to be able to visualize.
Yes, I know. And I've got the chart. We've got the chart here. So that's perfect. But it's a struggle. It's a struggle. And so that what we might be seeing in the collective and in the news is more information, because Mercury's involved in this as well, being conjunct the sun. There might be more information, disinformation. who to believe, who not to believe. Well, that's also Neptune. But the struggle between knowing who to listen to, knowing what is right, what is not right, what is true, what is not true, what we act on, what we don't act on. So right now, we don't have enough information.
Yeah.
There's not enough. And that's also about Mars. Mars needs more information to make a decision.
Yeah,
That's why
it's gone back.
It's going back to find it.
Yeah.
Yeah. This eclipse will help Mars find the information that it needs.
Yes.
Because it's one of the rulers of this eclipse.
Excellent.
So there's a lot to discover by not only going within, but also opening, your scope, your vision a little bit.
I love that.
The moon will continue. So there's not a lot of personal planet jockeying going on, but there is a lot of movement because the moon is hitting just about every outer planet. So it hits Pluto, Saturn, Neptune, and Jupiter next.
Yep.
So by the end of the week, it's going to be sweeping through Pisces.
Yep.
By the 5th, it's already made a conjunction to both Jupiter and Neptune. So on the 4th, that would be a great day. The 4th is going to be Friday. That's going to be a great day to envision.
Yay. Dreaming, journaling, wish lists. Everything you're mentioning, I'm watching this card that flew out of the deck tonight, like not, I shouldn't say violently, but just really catapulted itself out of the deck, was the Knight of Pentacles. And it's this figure on a still steed. There's no racing, there's no running, there's no hunting. It's just this figure, and it's holding the pentacle in the right hand. And I don't know, Venus maybe, sort of like, what do I want? It's almost like the figure is staring into this pentacle like a crystal ball. And just sort of gazing over the horizon like, what is it I want? And there's no, compared to other knights, there's no running around, there's no swords in the air. The horse is quiet, just kind of waiting. And I think it's lovely that it is a horse because horses are very sensitive, go with the feeling kind of, they're very sentient and feeling creatures. So I just want to throw out there that the Knight of Pentacles wanted to remind us about stillness, vision, one pace at a time, I think you said,
Yes, it's also the card of work.
Nice.
Like nothing comes, not so much that nothing comes easy, but that everything that's of value is earned.
Nice, yeah.
There's a patience about that particular card that it's one foot in front of the other. And I think with this time between these eclipses and with the upcoming, the cross-quarter day, that there is this opportunity for us to go inward, to take some time, to sit with ourselves, to let whatever bubbles up, bubble up.
Yeah.
And to envision the new, the better, the best. Yeah. The moon will then sweep through, after the Sunday the 6th, it will go on in conjunct Chiron, conjunct Eris. Okay. And then by the 7th, it will be in Taurus, ready to make a conjunction to the North Node. Yeah. By the 8th, it's in making a conjunction right there with Uranus.
Full moon time.
And then it's going to be all about seeing the polarization, seeing the other.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Seeing what we haven't seen.
Dare we mention it's our midterm elections here in the
Yeah, this is very
States,
significant. Really significant.
Yeah. Yeah.
With Mercury right there and Uranus right there in opposition, Sun opposition Uranus, South Node opposition North Node. I mean, that's always happening.
Right.
The nodes are always opposite. But Venus opposition Uranus, there's some huge potential for disruption during that event happening on an eclipse like this.
Yeah, right. And the best thing we can do is stay true to ourselves.
Yes. Yeah.
That is pretty much our time for this week, unless you had one more quick thing you want to throw out there. I think we hit everything we were hoping to talk about.
I know. I think we did as well.
I know.
There was a lot in such a little time.
This was really just to go up to the eclipse. We also then have next week, starting November 6th, of the week of the eclipse. So we will be talking about this again next week. But in the meantime, if you have any questions, you can reach out to us via email at connect@sisterstargazers.com. You can leave us a Facebook message, a YouTube message. We'd love to hear from you, and we love your questions. And you can also tune in on Monday nights, Eastern Time, 7 p.m. to WMPG.org, 90.9 FM for a half-hour astrology call-in show. So there are lots of ways you can get in touch with us, and we'd be always happy to hear from you. And
I should also mention that Neptune is trine the Sun and trine Venus, so that is a support for us.
Okay.
That whole idea of envisioning is going to be such a great support for us. So dreaming, imagining,
Great.
Holding ourselves to the highest and best.
Yeah.
What we can manifest to the highest and best is going to really help us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially with Jupiter right there in a conjunction as well.
Yeah. I'm hearing Bring Me a Higher Love in my head. Bring me
I love
a
that
higher
song.
love.
Yes.
Bring me a higher love. All right. Yeah.
Blasting. Yeah.
Thanks, Jude. It's going to be
thank you, Sarah.
All right. We'll talk to you next time.
Take care, everybody. Bye for now.
Thanks for listening to Sister Stargazers. Let us know what worked for you this week. Find us on Facebook and post a comment at Sister Stargazers.